There's this one thing North Korea's leader really wants. This. A picture of a smiling Donald Trump. Why would the US give it to him? No sitting US president has ever met with the leader of North Korea. But in March,
the historic breakthrough.
Donald Trump agreed to meet Kim Jong Un. And this month,
this meeting happened in absolute secrecy.
We learned that Kim Jong Un secretly met with Trump's CIA director.
Talking about denuclearization.
And that North Korea said its nuclear program is on the table.
It would be a great thing for the world. It would be a great thing for North Korea.
A meeting like this used to be inconceivable. And now it looks likely. What is going on? I'm Preeti Varadhan. This is Quartz. North Korea's mission to the UN is in this building, above a Hallmark store. And the US has actually been talking to them in secret for years. Have you used the back channel before?
I've met with North Korean diplomats, both in the United States and in North Korea, yes.
Robert King was Obama's North Korean envoy. He's negotiated with North Koreans, and he's been to North Korea.
We know their phone number, we have an email address, they know our phone number, they have our email addresses.
And he is not happy that Trump agreed to talk to Kim Jong Un.
In diplomacy, you prepare, you narrow the differences, and then you bring the leaders in at the end when you've got things close enough that they can work it out.
Diplomats are worried about this meeting. And their worry comes down to this, that the US risks getting nothing, but giving Kim the specific thing he really wants.
If there's a photograph, he's won.
The photograph. Literally, this photo op has been a North Korean foreign policy goal for decades. Kim Jong Un believes his nuclear weapons will get him what he really wants: recognition as a legitimate country. There's even a North Korean movie about this, where their nuclear tests don't lead to sanctions or conflict, but to the world respecting them. And for North Korea, the ultimate sign of that respect would be the President of the United States treating the North Korean leader like an equal.
Sitting down with Donald Trump is what he wants.
And they've come close before. In 2009, the US sent former President Bill Clinton to free 2 American journalists. And they ordered him not to smile so the North Koreans wouldn't get the photo op they wanted.
And he understood the importance of not smiling.
It was awkward. But the North Koreans still found a way to repurpose it. They made it into the triumphant ending of that movie. So yeah, the North Koreans want the photograph. But why is the US doing this? Well, because the payoff, if it works out, is potentially huge. If Trump and Kim meet, it will be unprecedented. But could it also be productive?
A country with nuclear weapons that doesn't hate America is always a good thing.
I asked an expert in Asian security if there was any reason to believe that a US president could just meet with the leader of a closed-off authoritarian enemy of the United States, and that any good could come of it. And he said to think about the time Richard Nixon went to China.
Looking back, it seems so obvious, but at the time, it was unprecedented, almost inconceivable.
In 1972, China was totally closed off to the world. They had no diplomatic relations with most Western countries. They had nuclear technology, and few Americans had ever even been there. And Nixon changed all of that. He went to China, shook Mao's hand, and kickstarted the process that led to China being part of the modern world.
I was struck by when I was living in China that, they don't care about Watergate. What do they remember? The guy who changed China.
The lesson is that sometimes a high-level meeting like this can be more than a formality. It can be the spark that changes everything. And that helps you understand how tempting this is. If Trump opens North Korea, he could achieve something no US president has been able to.
If North Korea somehow became a normal country and it became an economically open country to the same degree, say, as China today, I think Trump would be. Trump would be a hero.
And that's not such a crazy idea. A big reason North Korea is coming to the table now is because of something the Trump administration pushed hard for: new sanctions. North Korea's biggest trading partner is China. And last year, China signed onto North Korean sanctions to an unprecedented degree. Here's what happened to North Korean trade. And one way to look at it is that the Trump administration made that happen.
They achieved something that the Obama administration never did. or the Bush administration, getting China to really join an aggressive sanctions regime.
But here's the problem with that story. Last month, Kim Jong Un met with the leader of China. This month, he's set to meet with the leader of South Korea. And now, the Prime Minister of Japan wants to meet with him too. So Kim gets all of that and a meeting with Trump.
He has shown his people that by being belligerent and provocative, he has managed to get the President of the United States to sit down and talk with him at a table.
Which is why diplomats worry North Korea is the country outmaneuvering all the other ones. Okay, so is North Korea just playing the anxieties of global powers off each other? Or are Trump and the US actually pulling the strings and about to denuclearize North Korea? Which reality are we living in? The truth is, we won't really know until they meet.